Have you ever noticed how the quietest person in the group is always the one who, somehow, knows everyone's business? Like they're just sitting there, sipping their coffee, and suddenly they announce your biggest secret. How did they know? Are they psychic? Did they install spyware on my brain? Or, even weirder, have you ever walked into a room and without anyone saying a word, immediately thought, oh boy, something's about to go down? But you just keep quiet, pretending to scroll Instagram, like the world's worst undercover agent. All right, let's get real. Yes, you might be a mind reader. No, not the Vegas kind with a cape. The kind who reads people without even realizing it. It's like you were born with a superpower. But instead of flying, your big talent is knowing when your friend is lying about being over their ex. It's not mind control, it's just psychology. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Most people are wandering around like emotional billboards. Available for stress, open house on anxiety, free samples of passive aggression. And some of us, you know who you are, can pick up those signals like a radio tune to the wrong channel FM. You ever find yourself finishing people's sentences? Or just knowing your boss is going to drop more work on you because they started a sentence with, so? Congratulations. You're one of those people who reads minds without realizing it. Don't worry, you don't have to start wearing a turban or anything. Let's break down the secret signs. If you catch yourself doing these, you might just be the Sherlock Holmes of awkward silences. 1. The Human Vibe Detector. Have you ever walked into a meeting and immediately sensed who had a fight with their partner that morning, just based on the way they were stabbing their pen into a notebook? Some people use their eyes. You've got emotional sonar. This is called high emotional attunement. You're basically a feelings Wi-Fi hotspot. Why does this happen? Mirror neurons. It's like your brain is playing charades with everyone else's emotions, even if you weren't invited to the party. So you pick up on subtle stuff, tone shifts, a sigh, someone blinking too fast, and suddenly you know more about them than their therapist. Punchline? You're the person who can ruin a surprise party by guessing it in the parking lot. Hey, why do you all smell like cake and guilt? Example, you text a friend, you okay? Before they even say anything. Their reply, how did you know? But here's where it gets weird. 2. The micro expression. Ninja. You ever catch someone's eyebrow twitch and immediately think, oh, they're lying? Most people need a full confession, a legal document, and a PowerPoint. One raised eyebrow and you're ready to call the police. Psychologically, this is about micro-expressions, those tiny flashes of real feelings that slip out before people have time to put on their everything's fine mask. Paul Ekman, the guy who literally made a career studying this stuff, would be proud. The punchline? You can't watch reality TV because you know who's going home 5 minutes in. Example, you ask your roommate if they ate your leftovers. They say no, but you see their left eye twitch and immediately start planning your revenge. And you'd think that's the craziest part, but oh no. 3. The conversation time traveler. Have you ever predicted the next 3 sentences of an argument before they even start? Like you know your partner's going to work their way from, I'm just saying, to, it's not a big deal, to, why are you so defensive, in under 60 seconds. This is pattern recognition, baby. Your brain is basically streaming reruns of human behavior. You've witnessed enough social squabbles that you can see the script before it's written. It's like the Netflix autoplay of drama. The truth? You don't just read between the lines, you've already written the sequel. Example, your friend starts venting about their job. You already know they're going to quit, reapply, and then complain about the same boss. You can recite their whole arc, and you're not even getting paid for it. If this is already blowing your mind, I actually put together a full guide that breaks down all of these patterns step by step. It's in the description if you want to go way deeper on this. Now this one is going to personally attack about 90% of you watching this. 4. The Mood Thermostat. Ever found yourself actually feeling someone else's anxiety? Like your friend is nervous about their dentist appointment and suddenly you're sweating like you just ran a marathon. Empathy overload. This is called emotional contagion. Your brain's mirror neurons are so enthusiastic. They don't just read the room, they become the room. You're not just a thermostat, you are the temperature. Punchline? You can't walk into a tense family dinner without developing imaginary ulcers. Thanksgiving at your house is like a group therapy session, but with more mashed potatoes. Example, your coworker is stressed, and now you're stress-eating chips at your desk. You don't even like chips. Okay, but the next one is the one nobody talks about. 5. The Social Tetris Master. Ever notice how you rearrange your stories based on who's listening? At work, you skip the wild weekend details. With friends, you dial up the drama. It's like you're playing 4D chess with everyone's expectations. This is theory of mind, your ability to imagine what other people know, want, or are about to judge you for. It's not manipulation, it's survival. You're just trying to avoid being the, "Did you hear what they said?" topic at the next group chat. Truth? You're not being fake. You're being strategic, social chameleon, activated. Example, you're at a family dinner and somehow become the official, change the subject guy every time things get too political. That's not luck. That's psychic Tetris. But let's really get into the psychology here. Why does all this happen? Well, our brains are basically running on thousands of years of software updates, most of which we didn't ask for. We've got mirror neurons copying people like the world's worst plagiarists, cognitive dissonance making sure our opinions always feel right, even when they're definitely not, and pattern recognition that turns us into junior detectives at every social gathering. It's like having a spam filter for human behavior. Most people let everything through, but you spot the spam, the phishing attempts, and you know when Aunt Linda is about to bring up her pyramid scheme for the 4th time. And let's not forget the Dunning-Kruger effect. The people who think they're great at reading people, usually they're the ones who miss the obvious. But the quiet, observant ones, they're over there, reading your entire emotional history because you sighed a little too loudly at lunch. Here's the big insight. Being a secret mind reader isn't about magic, it's about attention. It's about noticing the weird stuff everyone else ignores. It's about connecting dots, even if those dots are just someone's awkward laugh after a bad joke. Look, if you actually want to get better at reading people, not just watching videos about it, I put together a complete guide called the Human Behavior Code. It breaks down every pattern, every signal, every trick we talked about today, plus a ton more. It's all in the description below. Less manipulation, more opportunity, money, and better relationships. And even if you just want to keep watching free videos, hit subscribe. I drop new psychology breakdowns every week. Which of these personally attacked you the most? Let me know below. I'll be reading the comments. Probably a little too closely.